started with a debate.
It is a special day today to the glory of the Almighty God that we are all exceedingly blessed to be present on this edition of Abia gubernatorial.
A statement of commitment to the social contract with the people.
This debate promises to leverage us with the opportunity to meet our distinguished candidates.
Then, the real governance. Abia's founding fathers envisage a state that will guarantee all-round developmental and sustainable future for generations. But how far have we fared in the journey? In 21 years of unbroken democratic experience, join the Abia debate team on Friday, June 12th, Democracy Day, as we review the Abia project and the way forward. The interaction will be aired live on partner radio stations. Flow 94.9 FM, Vision Africa Radio 104.1 FM, Real 99.1 FM, Buzz 89.7 FM, and also AF News and Abia Pulse News Online.
And of course, we have Chinenye Nwaogu, the special advisor to the governor, that's Dr. Okeze Ikpeazu, who will talk to us on the prospect of Enyimba Economic City as the new face of Abia State.
Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
You know, a lot of people.
Good afternoon, Abians.
Okay. A lot of people are still not in tune with this whole Enyimba Economic City. Some people would want to understand what it's all about. And so we ask you, what is the concept of the Enyimba Economic City, and what are the implications on Abia economy?
Hello. Okay. Enyimba Economic City is one of the biggest and audacious projects coming out of Nigeria. My colleague earlier mentioned that in 2015, Governor Okeze Ikpeazu, in delivering his campaign manifesto, stated that one of the pillars that is going to run will be trade and commerce and industrialization of the states. Of course, Abia is already known as a major hub for industrialization and SME, and that's he started with the promotion of Made in Abia campaign. But to take it to the next level was another cliche added, which is Make in Abia. And the idea was to looking at the geographical advantage of Abia, especially Abia. If you look at the map of the old eastern region, you will find out that Abia is almost at the center of the 9 states of the south, and southeast states. So making it that geographical advantage makes Abia the melting point for commerce, trade, and industrialization. And the government envisaged that we can utilize that advantage to develop the state. So we came up with the dream of creating an economic hub, an industrial and economic hub that has a global outlook. Enyimba Economic City, of course, we know, is a 9,803 hectares of new economic city. It spans 3 local governments. Like I said, it sits at the center of the southeast South states. It has huge advantage. Owaza today has the largest gas deposits in the east, making power supply through gas something that could be of huge advantage to this industrial city. Now, to get this project to run, because if you understand the life cycle of a project of this nature, we needed to give it a huge private sector outlook. And PPP agreements were signed by several private sector players, led by Crown Realtors, one of the big names in estate development in Nigeria. And the project kickstarted, of course, like I said earlier, Projects of these have a lifeline that's huge. Of course, we know that this will transcend the lifetime of the government of Okezie Pazon's administration. So the planning, the design has been done by Subhana Jurang of Singapore, one of the best in industrial city development. We have key global institutional players, Afrexim, AFDB, IFC, which is the World Bank private sector arm. They're all on board the project. As you know, we presented the design to several global investment and first global investment forum. We're in South Africa during the African Investment Forum. We're in London with the president during the British Government and Africa Investments Roadshow. And at each of these platforms, they have dubbed it as the private sector led industrial and economic projects out of Nigeria.
Seems we lost her.
Hello?
Hello, I'm
Okay,
here.
okay.
Am I on?
Yes,
you're
yes.
live.
Go on.
Okay. So when the dream of Enyimba came on board, we were lucky to log onto the federal government program, the Economic and Growth Recovery Program. You know, that program launched by former Minister of Trade and Investment, Dr. Nenama, which was sought to establish special economic zones in the 6 geopolitical zones. So when we presented Enyimba Economic City project to the federal government, they saw that that was a very juicy opportunity to launch the SEEZ programs. And on the 7th of December 2018, Abia State government and the federal government with the private sector signed the definitive agreement giving the federal government 30% equity in the project. The federal government has 20% equity in the project. Abia State government has 6% equity in the project, and the private sector has 20% equity in the project. The host community, because it was important for joyful enjoyment of the place and businesses by private sector, that we had buy-in of the host community. So they own 4%. So that's 50% equity that has already been allocated. The other 50% will be allocated when we go public. This project aims to create about 700,000 jobs. The master plan by Subhana Jurang indicates that there will be about 300,000 housing units, an urban population of 1.5 million people, and 2,000 industrial and business units. We are looking at an estimated annual value output of about $5 billion. Currently, like I said, we have done the master planning. We have engaged with the key institutional support that we need. We are currently marketing the project globally. We were, of course, the COVID-19 issue came and had actually affected a lot of things. Our plan was by July, next month, the president will be here to do the groundbreaking, because what we did in South Africa was to raise the initial funding for the first phase, which was about $430 million. This process is led by Afrexim. Like I said earlier, this project is fully private sector driven. It's being taken away from government control, government financing, to make sure that recipeism, bureaucratic bottlenecks do not strangulate this beautiful idea of Governor Okezie to create a world-class business and industrial city first of its kind, not just in Nigeria, but in Africa.
Honorable,
Because, yeah.
excuse me, please. From what you said, the project has not yet taken off. Is that what you meant?
Well, if you understand the structure of projects like this, when we were in South Africa, AFDB took 3 projects out of Nigeria to South Africa: the Enyimba Economic City, the Bomb Deep Sea Port project, and the light rail project of Lagos. Enyimba being the last that has started in their scheme of things, they indicated that this is the fastest project of this nature anywhere in the world. So when you say this project have not started, I'm sure you're thinking of actual construction.
Yeah, because I'd like to would like to know.
No. You will need to educate the public very properly.
No, that is why I'm
Projects like
asking
this
you.
Cannot start.
Okay.
You can't say it has started with actual construction.
Excuse
Because
me,
projects
honorable,
like this-
honorable, please. Can you tell us the stage, the project? I think it will help us. Let us know at what stage is this project now.
We are at the project of groundbreaking, which
Okay.
I said has been, this COVID issue, because we had our global partners who are supposed to come in and do certain things. We have signed all the agreements that we require to sign with those institutional partners to play the key role. Afrexim is the lead fund arranger. They're arranging the funding for this project. So it's an international project.
All right.
FDB is an institutional investor. IFC is doing the manufacturing transfer. What they are doing, that's the World Bank. They using their global network to attract manufacturing transfer companies that actually want to relocate to Africa, to show them that this place is prime for those kind of manufacturing transfer and investment.
I'd like to ask you, sir, what is the possibility of these projects being actualized by this administration?
That's what I was trying to explain to you. What you call actualization, you need to do a deep dive, understanding what an economic city is, how it crystallizes, how it is actualized. You don't just wake up and start doing an economic city. First, you do the design. It takes you more than 1 year. It costs $1.6 million, which has been paid 100%. We got a free trade zone license. Most times it takes over 3 years to apply and process it. We did it under 12 months, and we have paid $600,000 for the free trade zone license. We have an inland port license. It takes you time. So these are if you see the project timeline, all those things that initial preparatory activities, we have concluded that. So as long as we are concerned, the project has started 3 years ago. We are following a proper timeline that was endorsed by these global institutional partners who are also bringing funding. We are now because once we do groundbreaking for such a project, it doesn't stop. So the first phase, we said the budget for the first phase is $430 million. Once we begin that project, with the president coming to do the groundbreaking, that construction will not stop until we conclude it, and that will take us about 18 months.
Okay, sir. Now, considering the period we are in, the pandemic, how has it affected, the execution of this project?
What has, of course, the physical activities, the travels, the face-to-face meetings have been halted, but several other engagements, of course, technology, the robust global technology platforms have helped support in the engagements we are doing. So, and what will not happen is that maybe by July we will do groundbreaking. It could be pushed forward, but every other thing on our timeline, all the approvals we are seeking from those institutional partners, all the feasibility, all the studies that are supposed to be carried on are all ongoing. The COVID really didn't affect it. Rather, the COVID-19 is a huge advantage to this project. Of course, we know the role of China in the whole global narrative about COVID-19, and the need for the global marketplace to shift from China to some other place, of course, Africa.
All right.
And then a project like this now is well situated to take huge advantage of that displacement of the Chinese market. So that's where we are currently.
All right.
One of the things we need to understand is this is not a political project. Most times when people analyze such huge project like this, we put political cap. No, Governor Okezie has understood this, and that is why this project has been properly institutionalized.
All right.
There's a law in the House of Assembly that has kind of secured the interest of these investors in the project, that this project is not about the administration of Okezie. There is a vision to create a semblance of what you have in Dubai of today in Abia State.
Okay, thank you very much, Chinenye Nwaogu, the special advisor to Abia State Governor, for speaking to us on this very big occasion of Democracy Day.
Thank you very much.
All right.
It all started with a debate.
It is a special day today to the glory of the Almighty God that we are all exceedingly blessed to be present on this edition of Abia gubernatorial.
A statement of commitment to the social contract with the people.
This debate promises to leverage us with the opportunity to meet our distinguished candidates.
Then, the real governance. Abia's founding fathers envisage a state that will guarantee all-round developmental and sustainable future for generations. But how far have we fared in the journey? In 21 years of unbroken democratic experience, join the Abia debate team on Friday, June 12th, Democracy Day, as we review the Abia project and the way forward.
Abia project and the way forward.
The interaction will be aired live on partner radio stations. Flow 94.9 FM, Vision Africa Radio 104.1 FM, Real 99.1 FM, Buzz 89.7 FM, and also AF News and Abia Pulse News Online